Aloha Warriors. What's up? So, Sensei Joshua Loya, Sensei Andrea Loya behind the camera, Guardian Quest Martial Arts Dojo, and also Blind Community Martial Arts. Right now we are in our social distancing. We are not allowed to have classes normally, so we're trying to record some videos for everybody in our Facebook group, and hopefully this is helpful for you. So for these first few videos, we're just trying to give you some basic things you can do to start moving. Right? It's nothing complicated, no like big intense drills, nothing too crazy, because maybe you've been sitting around, you've been eating a lot of junk food or watching a lot of Netflix. Tiger King is ridiculous, but the point is we want to give you something that you can start get that momentum back, right? Because when we get on the other side of this, it's going to be harder to get started. So we don't want you to get started when we all go back to whatever the new normal is. We want you to start now while you can do something. So everybody usually has, like, this is an actual bow staff, a little bit of padding on it. Some people, you could use a rake handle or a broom. You can do all the bow staff stuff that I'm going to show you just for practice to learn it. With all, you got a whole bunch of overlaps. So, but for this, we're going to start and show you the basic bow spins. So the first one, I'm going to start with my palms up, hands essentially in the middle of the bow. I have my thumbs out. I'm going to use my right hand. It might look like it's in your left hand, but don't worry about it. You can just, if you do one side, you'll do the other later. So I'm going to grab one, I'm going to rotate about 3/4 and grab my hands underneath. And thumbs out. Thumbs down.
Can I show the thumbs down?
Mm-hmm.
So I can get in there.
Yep.
So top hand thumb is down, bottom hand thumb is down.
And then I rotate back to flat. So I'm not rotating over the back of my hand. That can be very helpful for learning how to manage an unwieldy bow staff, but it's one of the things in Guardian Kempo in particular, and Guardian Kobujutsu, which is our weapons facet of Guardian Kempo Kajuko Do. We want to make sure that you have as much control of your weaponing as you possibly can at all times. So when we do our front spin, we're not rolling it over the back of our hand. We are rotating our hands so that we can maintain control the whole time. So again, I'll go nice and slow so you can kind of see it in action. So thumbs out, thumbs down, thumbs out, thumbs down, and then you can slowly start to speed it up. You can slow it back down. Doesn't have to be complicated. So this is just, again, the basic front spin. So we're going to slow it down one more time. So we have our thumbs out. You can kind of get that shot of the thumbs out.
Yep.
All right.
Coming in.
And then I'm going to rotate it. Yeah, I'm exaggerating the thumb position because you're not going to hold it like that. You're going to grab it like there. But the thumb's to the outside, go towards the bottom. Out, bottom. And you're going to rotate the one direction. Got Luis behind, since Andrew using his cane as a stand-in, I think.
Yes.
All right. All right. And of course, you can always go the other way. So again, thumbs out. And if I'm going to rotate the other direction, it's the same thing. Just a very, very basic front spin. Some people have one side they're better at than the other. That's okay. Practice one side, practice the other. Eventually you want to even out because you want to be symmetrical and you want to be able to be comfortable even if you're not on your dominant or strongest side. All right, so that's the first one. We might not get to the chain today, but we're going to go ahead and show you the next spin in the spin series in Guardian Kobujutsu. So, be better if I do this angle or towards you? Sensei, what do you think? Well, we'll start here. I'll show it to you. I'll show you the transition, then we'll adjust.
Yeah.
So if I spin, then I'm going to grab the transition as I bring my one leg back. Still practicing good guarding.
I'll just move around you, okay?
My left hand. And notice, as I'm first practicing, I like to have the hand that's using the staff and the foot on that same side forward and the other foot back so I don't accidentally hit myself in the knee. Also, the figure eight, the center of the figure eight, the sideways figure eight that I have here, is my shoulder, not my torso. All right, so again, I'm going to slow this down now. So if I'm doing this rotation, I'm leading with my thumb right in the center of the staff. So lead down to one side, over, around. I'm not even worrying about the second side. Right? Down, down, right? And that's that stop. So again, if I start here with the front spin.
I'm going to turn 2 degrees to right.
There we go.
Okay.
Rotate in front, so front spin. Very, very basic. Thumbs out, thumbs down. And then as it starts to rotate, I'm going to bring that left foot back and start rotating in that downward figure eight motion. And leading with the thumb the whole time, keeping my other hand up to practice having the guard ready. And then if I just switched, now I'm leading with my pinky. So I'm doing an upward figure eight. Well, let me show you that transition again. So I have the downward figure eight. And as it moves, I lead and I keep the bow going in the same direction it was going, but now I've moved around the rotation of the bow. So I'm leading with my pinky now, not with my thumb. All right. And again, the value of bow spins, one of the key values of bow spins, before we get into the rest of it, and if I need to change my angle, please speak up.
No, you're good.
All right. Is that the more comfortable I am at the bow spins, the more I can more easily recover my bow if in combat I lose it and I only have one hand left. So if I hit, somebody knocks it back, I can, I mean, that's kind of an odd thing, but the strikes, we're not doing spins, right? But if I lose it and I need to recover, I want to be able to be comfortable with movements like this, where I'm going the down figure eight, the upward figure eight, and here's the next one. Very, very similar to the second one we did. Just like in the transition from the downward to the upward, I'm going to bring my hand in, but the bow's going to keep moving the same direction it is, but I'm going to move. And now I'm doing the downward figure eight, leading with the thumb of my top hand. Let's do that again. I'm doing the upward figure eight, so the single-handed upward figure eight. There we go. And then as it comes, switch to the downward motion again with the thumb of the upper hand. And the transition from this one to the next one is a lot like the second to the third one. So again, downward, downward, and as I come up, lead with the pinky of the bottom hand. All right, so those ones are pretty easy. The next one gets a little tricky. It's fun though. It's my favorite spin actually. So if I'm doing the upward figure eight, and leading with the pinky of the bottom hand, as I come around, I bring my hands out just a little bit, I bring them apart, bring the other hand down, and as I transition, I tuck under, lead with the pinky, rotate, 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 and tuck under. That's the first level. So I'll do that towards you. Or do you want to come this way?
No, the way you were doing it is good.
Okay, all right. So if it's tucked under, when we're first learning this spin, and we might only get to this spin, we might actually stop here and we'll see how much light we have. But I'm going to lead with my pinky, make a big circle out. So here, and I'm going to let it rotate out, and then I'm going to come back under. A big circle, rotate, rotate, and tuck under. So I'm essentially, and unfortunately, even though I am blind, I have not perfected explaining this by audio only. I will do my best. If you need to get in touch, you want to know how to do this, we can set up a Zoom or a Facebook Messenger call, help do some video stuff, let us know. But my pinky comes across, and I rotate, and as that comes out, I let the thumb rotate, and I lead back. So I'm doing 2 figure eights. Rotate, big circle, and as that comes around, then I rotate my wrist, comes out on the other side, and then I tuck. And eventually, I get to the point where I'm not tucking, but I'm using that as my basic start. So we'll go ahead and do the chain up to that point. So we have my flat spin. Thumbs out, thumbs down. Should roll up my sleeves like Sensei Andre does. And then a downward figure eight. And upward figure eight. And then the double downward figure eight. And then the upward. Two-hand upward figure eight. And again, my favorite, the double figure eight. So cross, rotate open, and begin the tuck. And the last one, we're gonna, as I bring it tucked around, the transition in, I'm gonna bring the one hand in front. As I rotate around, I'm gonna try to keep my bow as flat as I can. Sometimes I actually have some trouble with this spin a little bit, but I want to try to keep my bow as parallel as I possibly can. Maybe we'll get into some explanations of that in a future video, but for now, thank you.
Sensei. Right here.
And again, this is how you know you have a blind sensei. All right, next time we'll get into maybe some deeper explanation of that. Thank you for staying with us.